And JT was the name that Keegan announced first. Two-time PGA champ, 7-4-2 in the Ryder Cup, fourth team, and of course won the RBC Heritage among 8 top 10 finishes on the PGA Tour. And great to have Justin Thomas with us. Congratulations on making the team. Keegan announced your name first, called you the heartbeat of the team. What was your reaction to that characterization?
I'll take whatever I can get. I'm just happy to be on the team. Yeah, it obviously means a lot. It's a huge goal for myself and all of us at the beginning of the year. So it's nice to be, on this side of it, come this go round.
Justin, you were part of the President's Cup team where Tiger was the playing captain. And obviously one of the big decisions that we heard today was that Keegan was not going to be a playing captain. How involved have you been in the discussion about that? And what's your feeling in general about that decision, which seems to be a pretty good one?
Yeah, it's tough. I feel bad for him because he's going to have to. I just watched it this morning and the first press conference, but he's going to be answering that same question, it feels like, for potentially forever. But I personally, I think it was a decision that really only he would be. He is the only person that could truly make that final decision on if he felt like it was best or not. It takes a very, very strong person to kind of put pride or whatever you want to call it aside to leave himself off. It'd be very easy to do, but it's just it's the way it worked out, and like he's said and will continue to say, his only priority is what was best for the team, and that's what he felt like was.
Justin, you are now the most experienced member of this US Ryder Cup team. Do you feel obliged to take on a leadership position in the team room, and how difficult is it on such an accomplished lineup to step into that kind of role?
Yeah, I can't believe that I have played in the most, or I will have played in the most Ryder Cups on our team. It is kind of bizarre. It's cool, to be honest. It's a pretty unique and something that I haven't experienced before. But I've told Keegan, I've always told any captain I've had that I will be whatever role, whatever person that he needs me to be. We're very fortunate not only to have an amazing captain in Keegan, but the vice captains are incredible. But we just have so many guys that can kind of take on the leadership role on our team that I don't think there's necessarily one person, that is going to be that. But it really is all of us leading and helping in different ways. But yeah, I'm going to be here any way I can, and just same as always, trying to make everybody comfortable and ready to go, while also getting my game as ready to go as possible.
Justin, Keegan gave a lot of credit to you and peers like you for helping him see professional golf in a different light. He says he's changed for the better. Who is the Keegan Bradley you first encountered a decade ago, and who's the Keegan Bradley of 2025?
Well, he's still the Keegan Bradley that calls me kid all the time. Maybe in the beginning I thought, why is this guy Keegan calling me kid? Is he being disrespectful to me or whatever? But now I just understand that's who he is, and that's the Northeast Keegan that I've come to know and love. But no, I've really gotten to know Keegan so well and practice with him and play with him a lot, and I respect so much, always have, of how hard he works in his game. But after Rome, it was funny. I've joked with him now that we're past it. Watching our Netflix episode, I told him, I was like, watching our episode, I honestly was pulling for you, not even me. I'm like, I felt like you deserved a pick and I didn't. And then after last year, he was the first person I called to congratulate. And I said, are we even now? Like, are you, please, you're not going to hold this against me if you have to pick me next year, are you? So we've been able to have good laughs about it. But he was the first person to tell me, hey, I want you to play pissed off this year. I want you to make that team. I don't want to have to pick you. I want you to make it. And I told him after the fact that even when he told me, I was on the team, that I was still bummed that I didn't make the team automatically, because I wanted to do that for him. But man, he's just so motivating and fun to play for, and he really has enjoyed, just like all of us have also enjoyed, getting to kind of know him better.
Justin, there is some inexperience on the U.S. Ryder Cup team this time around. But as I look at this morning, and my biggest takeaway from this morning, I believe, is that if the Europeans were looking for any crack in the U.S. armor and any sign of disunity, let's say, or any problems, they didn't get it this morning. And it feels to me like, even though we're still a month away, this is a pretty unified team going forward to this time that we've got between now and the actual Ryder Cup.
Yeah, definitely. I think, I mean, I understand it. It's so hard. It's the, I hope I'm fortunate enough one day to be a Ryder Cup captain, a President's Cup captain, but I also I don't look forward to the stress and the anxiety part of it, because it's you're definitely damned if you do, damned if you don't kind of situation. And the luxury that Keegan, not only Keegan in the U.S. side, but Luke for European as well, is the depth in golf now is so, I feel like, so much different, even than when I first got on tour. That, the good part of the amount of guys that can qualify is also the hard part, that so many guys can qualify. And I think that it's so easy to look at anything any which way, but we're very lucky, both us and the Europeans, that there's so many great players on both sides that there really is no such thing as a bad team. Yes, you're always going to be able to say what could be better, what could be worse, so on and so forth, especially after the fact. But man, both these captains and especially Keegan are just putting together the best team possible they feel like they can, and that's what we've come up with. So I think all of us are just as excited.
There are so many obvious reasons on paper, Justin, why you're on this team. You've just missed the automatic qualifying by one spot. You're top 5 in the world. What do you think was Keegan's rationale? Do you think he's got somebody else in mind where he's going to say, you know what, JT is the perfect match for that guy in 4 balls or foursome?
A little. I mean, we've talked briefly, but it's funny. I said we played together on Saturday last week, and I mean, he played one of the best rounds of golf. I mean, he even said it, I think, after his round, one of the best rounds he played all year, and it was kind of after the fact, that I think he had made the decision, but he also had told guys on the team that he wasn't going to play. And I jokingly, when I shook his hand on 18 green, I was like, "Good job, you're really making this really hard on yourself." So, but but I also, what I was saying is I told him this is the first team event I've gone into where I feel like I haven't had I've been so fortunate to have unbelievable partners and played with Jordan so many times. I played with Ricky so many times, and I played with Tiger in Australia, to where, I'm going into this totally different. I don't maybe necessarily have that person that's like, okay, this is my buddy I'm locking arms with, and we're riding all week, and I'm excited. And, going to rely on both myself, the other teammates, the stats guys, the captains, whatever it may be. And I'm so pumped to whoever, I get to play alongside.
Justin, I've covered you for a long time. You can be hard on yourself from time to time. You're up to number 5 in the world. How close do you feel you are to playing that 2017 level of golf when you won 5 times in your first major?
Yeah, it's the good is every bit, if not better, as good, I would say, as some of my best years. It's just the consistency, right? I think I've always harped on that it's getting the bad rounds better. It's getting being able to get it around better on the poor days, the poor ball striking days, mental days, whatever it is. But it's just, not shooting those over par rounds or turning those 71s and 2s into 69s and 70s. And, that's what guys like Scotty have done so well for a couple of years now. It's what I feel like I did so well for, a handful of years. And I think that's kind of, at least for me personally, just the missing piece of getting me to playing at the level I feel like I can and should play at. But as you said, I can be a little hard on myself sometimes, but while it's a curse, it can also be a blessing, because it keeps me working hard and motivated to keep getting better.
Justin, we appreciate a few minutes. Can't wait to see you next month. Thank you so much.
Yep, thank you all.